In the stellar queendom of Rhea, the Sisters of the Host do all they can to protect the hearts and lives of its people. Rhea, spanning most of the known galaxy, is beset by forces within and without who would drag all into oblivion and despair. Aliens of uncertain intent traverse the queendom's borders, all while internal hatred and distrust would tear the people apart, as older, fouler things in the darkness wait to see their plans birth a terrible future. The hosts are the creations of the Dreaming Queen, mystically and genetically endowed super soldiers that give heart and body to protect the Queen and her people. Come and join us for their stories. Greetings, subjects, and welcome back to Rose&Crescent, powered by Fabula Ultima, the Blood and Sparkles campaign. I am Isaac, your Royal Herald, aka your GM, and these are my players. Say hello, players.
Hello, players.
Yes, I knew that was coming, but I did it anyway.
Greetings.
Howdy.
Well, I was silly and didn't think of a starting question to help get the ball rolling, so after the shenanigans of last time, we're just gonna hop right into it.
Previously on Rose&Crescent.
In pursuit of the Silent Luminaries, our heroes followed an odd energy signal coming from a barely breathable desert world. There they discovered an ancient structure littered with old, dried bodies. Filled with traps, the sisters made their way to the central chamber of the edifice, where a computer calculated a way. Upon detecting their presence, the AI within the machine set a battle construct against them and began uploading. Once the fight was ended, it was revealed that the AI had gotten away, leaving itself and its purpose a mystery. Alright, with that little interesting diversion out of the way, you continue on to find the Silent Luminaries.
We need to hurry. By the time we get there, the Leviathan's gonna be dead.
We're going as fast as we can and as we are asked to go, says the captain.
Can we go faster?
I'll see what I can do, says Arito, the pilot.
Yes.
So we're in the dreaming right now?
Just about to enter. As I recall, you marked this planet in your maps and you're going to send somebody along to look at it later?
Oh, yeah.
With a full report noting the, stuff.
It does predate the Kenos Crusade. You're not sure
Yep.
about how much, and, well, it certainly did bring some questions to mind, shall we
Also
say.
had active traps.
And a whole lot of bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Chiako enjoyed the bodies.
I like exploring bodies, yes. Sticking your hands through the ribs, feeling the femurs and how breakable they are.
Anything to distract you from the memories you can now no longer escape?
What memories I can no longer escape? I know nothing of what you speak of.
And on that morbidly happy note, you exit the system and head into the dreaming. Petra, was there something you wanted to do beforehand or once you got into the dreaming?
Petra is going to enter her stir-crazy phase a little bit sooner than usual. After the Nicasia syndrome thing and the AI thing, she is starting to feel a little constrained within the bounds of this ship. And without the recruits there, the civilians, to keep her busy, she is already starting to spiral into a cabin fever madness. I'm guessing at the moment that she is looking around for a way to start up a sporting course in the cargo hold just to give her some practice with something.
Ray and host warrior, so to speak.
Sure, or, space basketball, one of the two.
Luckily for you, the detour was only about a day's worth of travel, and so it's going to be about a day's travel back after some cleanup. And then from there, it's going to be a series of short treks because you're trying to follow a trail and just going beeline straight through the dreaming with no real idea of where to go would not be conducive. So it's stir-crazy, but not your regular stir-crazy, I guess you could say. However, once you get to the point that you can start trying to extrapolate from the flight data that you picked up from the beacon, there's going to need to be some rolls made. Technically, this would be Arito's doing for the piloting, but if one of you wants to do the actual rolling...
What would we be rolling?
Alright, I'm going to need you to roll 2d8, please. This is representing both Arito's dexterity and insight in the piloting.
That is unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. A 4. Now, luckily this is going to be a 2 out of 3 sort of situation. That was one failure. You have 2 more chances. Let's see if you fail or you can even it out and possibly keep this going.
Much better. 11.
11 does it. All right. 1 and 1. You just need 1 more success.
13.
All right. You, or rather you as Arito, so Arito being piloted by you who's piloting a ship. Arito follows the navigation data, makes the appropriate extrapolations, drifts off course a little bit, but manages to correct fairly well. As you're making your short ins and out of the dreaming, at one point she says, I got a ping on sensors.
Well, scan it.
Scanning now. She starts her scanning and eventually calls up an image on the vid. You see what appears to be a very ugly ship. And when I say ugly, it seems to be a mixture of different ship types, ship manufacturers, all kind of cobbled together. Now, Petra, seeing this, you know exactly what this is, and it makes your cybernetic leg itch.
Okay.
This is an OCAD ship. The OCAD are an alien species described as primitive masters of technology. You actually encountered someone experimenting on one of their engines back on Brackwin. And then you had it quickly turned into a possible bomb for the defense of the settlement. In this case, this seems to be an OCAD ship. Additionally, you notice that it seems to be, at the moment, modifying itself. Specifically, it seems to be adding in Queendom ship tech into its mixture. Specifically, on a piece of the hull, you notice the Firefly-esque symbol of the Silent Luminaries.
So who's on the bridge with me?
Who wants to be on the bridge with Petra at the moment?
I would be as soon as I was alerted that my sisters were near.
Hey, Jocko.
Yes?
A giant living spaceship is trying to eat something that the Silent Luminaries left behind. You want to join us?
A ship eating another ship?
More or less.
I'll be right there. Let me get done smearing glitter on this door.
Yeah. Smear away.
Don't tell Danu.
My lips are sealed, trust me.
Somewhere else in the ship, Danu sneezes out of nowhere and she doesn't know why.
Shaku eventually joins Petra, wiping the glitter off on her own suit to clear her hands.
What do we know about the OCAD?
I mentioned their unusual mastery of technology. Physically, they are a short, broad, very densely muscled alien species, also heavily boned. They are covered in bone plating, and their heads tend to have sharp bone crests. On top of that, they are a predominantly humanoid species, at least in shape.
What is the Queendom's general interactions with them?
The Queendom is generally not on talking terms with any alien species. Some species tend to be more hostile than others. The OCAD range anywhere from nuisance to threat, depending on circumstances, often including what they have at their disposal and their numbers. It honestly depends on what they've managed to get a hold of and, well, what their intent is. At the moment, because Arito made 2 out of the 3 piloting checks, they have not noticed you yet.
They are in the process of absorbing something with a Silent Luminary logo on it?
They are currently incorporating pieces of a Silent Luminary ship into their own ship.
You know, I think we could do a boarding action.
We are going to attempt a communication before we do a boarding action.
They're clearly taking something that belongs to the Queendom.
Scavenger rights are a thing.
Assuming that they didn't kill to get it.
Let us see if we could have some evidence of that before we simply write up our own suitable explanation, yes?
As much as I dislike them touching my things, I think there would be a lot of them dead floating in space if this were actually a fight.
You make a fair point, Chiako.
Alyssa, one thing that you would know is the fact that it is strictly illegal for any non-Queendom individuals to have dreaming engines. Now, you don't know if they have one, but there's a chance they could have gotten one. So that
Are we in explicit Queendom territory?
It is generally considered
We are masters of all we survey.
the whole of the galaxy is often considered Queendom territory, although some aliens would dispute this fact.
I was going to ask, do some of these alien species we have no diplomatic relationship with fully agree with that status?
Oh, they do not. So, yes, conflicts do arise over this understanding of galactic borders. Now, admittedly, some portions of the Queendom let the aliens, be in certain territories, but officially speaking, yes, the Bari cluster is part of the Queendom's territory.
Anyways, helmsman, open up communications with that ship.
Yes, ma'am. A few minutes go by, just long enough to be kind of awkward, when on your forward vid screen, there is an image of, well, the bridge of this ship matches the exterior in regards to its eclectic nature. And you see a number of these squat, dense, bone-plated humanoids milling about, doing what one does on a ship, but then also, directly in the screen, talking to you, you see what you would presume to be their leader, a male, as far as you can tell. His bone crest is long, suggesting age. His bone plates seem particularly heavy as compared to the others, and he has deep magenta eyes. He looks at you and starts speaking. Now, he doesn't speak Rhaean, the common language of the Queendom, so the computer systems are translating, but there is a bit of a desynchronization from when he speaks to when you hear the translation. But he goes, "Queendom ship, what do you want?"
This is the Alonis Heart. Our scan has revealed that you appear to be in the process of scavenging remains of a Queendom vessel.
Yes?
We are demanding that you explain how these components of a Queendom vessel ended up in your possession.
He looks around at the other OCAD on the bridge. Everyone who's watching, roll me an insight check, please.
Is it open?
I'll say it's open, yes.
No.
Ira, you got a 16, so you made
Correct.
it. Evil tendencies, you did not, with a 7. Maybe Petra is just too busy thinking about defensive maneuvers and tactics in the event of an attack or a boarding party. And Chiako, you got a critical failure, which nets you a fabula point.
I also believe you, the GM, get to take an opportunity against her.
Yes.
I don't like this. But in the meantime, Chiako is admiring the bone plates and how good of a trophy they would be in her room.
I am going to bank this opportunity for later. Perhaps Chiako's inattention has created something of a butterfly effect.
Why do you hate me?
I do this because I love you and want things to be interesting for you.
Grumble, grumble.
So, Alyssa, you look at this OCAD and how he looks at the others, and he is looking at the others with a look that says, "Why are they asking a stupidly obvious question?" At which point, he turns back to you, says, "We're here scavenging because it's here to be scavenged. As for how it got to be here, the ship was here. We don't know, but the ship came here for its own reasons."
So, going by your own implication, am I correct in the assumption that you found this ship in pieces and abandoned?
We found the ship damaged. None of you squishy ones on board. We suspect that the lava burns that melted the hull would have decided to make all of you run away.
You found it with lava burns.
Melted, bits of liquefied or semi-liquefied earth, rock material on it, yes.
Mr. Sharp and Bony Sir, would you mind sharing your scanning data with us so that we may look at it to see the condition that my sister's ship was in before you started your current process?
Roll me an insight and willpower check. And now I think I'll use that opportunity against you. Let's see. You're going to roll, and then he's going to roll, and he'll get a +4 bonus from that opportunity.
I rolled an 8.
He got a 12. So he looks at you and brusquely says, "Don't want to."
And if I say pretty please?
Nope.
So you're unwilling to give evidence backing up your testimony of the state you found the ship in?
We're here scavenging a dead ship, and you come and start accusing us.
Yes, if I find someone standing over a corpse they're pilfering, you do start questioning.
And while this is going on, Petra has been slowly but surely sneaking over and getting to her action station, manning the torpedoes. Now, she hasn't fired yet, but things are starting to get a bit tense, so just pointing that out. Alyssa, if you could roll me an insight check to see if you notice this. A 15. So yes, you do in fact notice Petra off to the side arming torpedoes.
Noticing that is going to take a deep breath. Regardless of what you wish or desire, we have come to an area of the space where you found what appears to be a Queendom vessel that has been junked. Something has occurred here, and we are now investigating it. Given it is Queendom property, we are requesting you hand over the ship's flight logs, which you would have taken as part of your salvaging operation.
He leans in, somewhat conspiratorially, says, "So we give you these flight logs, and you won't begrudge our claim to the rest of it?"
If your claim is legal, you didn't take the dream drive, did you?
Roll me willpower and willpower on that.
Awful roll. I am going to spend a fabula point.
Yeah, that was a 5. You better spend that fabula point.
Whereas I'm going to use a Pragmanian Governor's Daughter.
You don't take note.
Oh, critical fail. Can't re-roll that.
Oh, critical fail at a 2. Oof. Whether we found the dream drive or not is our business. You want the flight log, you let us go on our way without any issue.
Torpedoes armed, sister, I say over my shoulder. Loudly.
So you're going to spend your opportunity on.
Much like the last one, I'm going to bank that one and spend it somewhere else. However, Petra says, torpedoes are armed and ready. The order has not been given. Things are very tense at the moment. Alyssa, you have one chance to try to keep this from turning into a firefight.
Chiako would like to use divination.
All right. Using this to get some numbers ahead of time.
Divination allows me to glimpse briefly into the future until the spell ends. After a creature I can see performs a check, if it was not a fumble nor a critical success, I can force that creature to re-roll both dice. Once I've done this twice, the spell ends. So
You're priming it then.
I can see both head honcho dude on the screen, and I can see Alyssa. So if things, don't go a certain way, yeah.
Sounds good to me. So you quickly cast that spell. Alyssa, as I said, things are tense. You have 1 moment to keep this from devolving into a firefight.
Your objective here is to make money. If you cooperate with what I assure you are reasonable demands, you will walk out of here with a clean profit.
All right. You can roll me either insight and willpower or willpower and willpower.
Insight and willpower, it will be. Critical success. 7-7.
All right. So that is a success, and you get your own opportunity. Do you have an idea on how you want to spend that opportunity now?
Let's look at the list. I think I'm going to go for favor. Favor. Your actions earn you someone's support or admiration.
And you're applying this to the lead OCAD, I assume.
Yes.
All right. You make your point, you stare him down, and for a second it looks like Petra is going to press the button when he stops, breaks the stare, and just goes, "Humans know so little, but I like your fire, woman." All right. When we got here, first thing we looked for was for the dream engine. Unfortunately for us, or maybe fortunately, considering how itchy your friend over there is, the drive was damaged beyond even our ability to salvage. So you don't have any worries there. And since we're being all friendly and like, we'll give you the data and we'll be on our way. His attention turns as if he's pressing some buttons, and a minute later, Arito says, "Incoming." All right. Ship's data has been sent and received.
Check and make sure it's what we need. I don't want them
Arito
flying off before we have everything we need from them.
checks, says, all right, metadata confirms this is accurate to Queendom standard data channels, so it's legitimate. All right, well, you have your data. Our ship is together enough that we can move on. So, have a good time finding the others, I guess, he says.
Would you like to be intergalactic pen pals?
He looks at you, Chiako, looks at you, Alyssa. You get the impression that he now assumes that you are the leader here. He looks at you with an expression that says, "Oof," and cuts transmission.
I mean, you could have said no.
He's rude. What can you
I
expect
know.
from aliens?
It was so rude. Can you imagine the kind of armor we can make with those bone plates?
Actually, yes, I can.
A number of the regular human crew on the bridge just kind of look at you with a expression on their faces.
Whether she ignores them or just doesn't see it, no one will know.
For the record, accessorizing your military uniform with trophies taken from the enemy is a violation of multiple regulations.
I wasn't going to accessorize my uniform.
Addendum to the rules, it would still look pretty awesome. She looks at Alyssa. Come on. Tell me that would look awesome.
Or like that big, sharp, bony spike on his head. Just imagine using that like a dagger.
Go back and read the flight logs. You enjoy your war crime fantasies.
Very nice.
Fine, I will.
All that is now combining with rock and roll fantasies in my head, so it's like, now it's time for your war crime fantasies.
Concerning.
All right, so you begin analyzing the flight logs, and accurate to what the OCAD said, it seems this particular Silent Luminary ship and the others with it had been tracking the Leviathan, and they actually managed to get it here and engage with it. Unfortunately, in its counterattack against this particular ship, it managed to hit it directly where the Dream Drive was, with some kind of hull melting attack. The few other ships managed to pull that particular ship away, get the sisters off, but while that was happening, the Leviathan managed to escape. However, with the previous data you have and then the data on this ship, you believe you have an exact location on where the Leviathan and the other ships have gone.
So, based on the flight logs, it appears while they were hunting the Leviathan, a third party popped up and attacked them?
No, while they were hunting the Leviathan, they managed to drive it here. It counterattacked, and its attack melted the Dream Engine on the ship.
Alright, so the Leviathan's attack. Okay, there we go. Well, we have a new lead.
A terrifying one.
I'm so excited.
Well, with that done, Arito enters the coordinates and begins heading there. It's not going to be very long, about maybe 5 hours. So is there anything anyone wants to do in preparation?
Make sure suit and weapons are up to par and ready to go.
All right. Alyssa, as
Yep.
you are going along doing your preparations, you stop by the cargo hold and you hear some loud banging noises, something coming from inside.
What is it? Lisa shall investigate the noise.
All right, you enter, and what does Alyssa see, Petra?
So in the cargo hold, the crates and stuff have been moved off to the side, and there is a large, catch, like a flexible mesh catch. It looks like metal material used to patch the hull or something along those lines. And then on the other side, the entire length of the cargo bay, there is what looks like a series of boxes laid out almost as if they were set up for cover. And you see Petra walking towards one, and she has a bandolier of grenades across her chest. Hey there.
What in the hell are you doing?
Grenade practice. What are you doing?
Finding out someone is practicing grenades in our cargo bay.
Well done. Here you are. She does look vaguely confused.
Why are you doing this?
I just need to work off some steam. Gotta be ready in case we find something that can destroy our ship.
Please tell me they are not live grenades you're practicing with.
What do I look like? Some kind of chump? Do I really come off as that, irresponsible to you?
I have learned to not assume anything of you.
Here, come join me. And she takes one off and tosses it to you.
You realize you're going to need to put all of these back before we arrive at the point. We have to perform an emergency maneuver. If these things aren't tied down, they'll slide around and throw off the balance of the ship.
You're not dealing with an amateur. Look. And she points out, and everything actually is secured, and it looks like it's secured on both sides, so that it's it won't throw off the balance of the ship. It's like, come on. Look, I get it. That's your sisterhood, and that's how you guys act. But give me some credit for a little brains.
Fine, I'll participate in this exercise if it aids you slightly in your in the alleviation of your stress.
Petra looks a little surprised, but then grins, beams even. Yeah, all right, come on. So she gets behind one of the quote-unquote pieces of cover and kind of indicates with her head where you're to sit down.
What is the point of being in cover?
You don't want to be in the blast radius, do you?
Anything we hide behind is going to provide likely less fortification than our armor.
That's not quite what I was worried about. And then she pulls the pin, pops the spoon, yells, "Fire in the hole!" and does a grenade toss. Straight arm, rotating the body, letting go at the perfect moment, and tosses it down the range.
All right, so for that, please roll me a dexterity and dexterity check.
I'm going to spend a fabula point because I only got a 6. And in this case, I am going to use my no distractions, only war identity.
Sounds good.
11. Is that enough?
That is enough, yes. Where were you aiming the grenade? At another box? At a dummy?
This one was a bank shot. There's a small obstruction in the middle of the range, and she's trying to get it around that. So she banks it off one of the crates that is lining the side of the range to get it behind that barrier. And then it explodes with a bright shower of pink, blue, and yellow paint.
So, if you had gotten higher, this wouldn't have happened. This was secretly an open roll, you see. So you did succeed on landing where you wanted it to land. Unfortunately, it was at that time that Jax, the shuttle pilot, came in to go to the shuttle to do some maintenance. And when he walked in, he got caught in the blast radius. So he's just like, my eyes! Why? What? Mop, as he tries to clear his hearing. And then between the paint and the loss of orientation, he just kind of ends up falling and hitting the ground.
So, they are live.
No. If they were alive, he'd be dead. He's clearly not dead, so they're clearly not live.
You definitely changed out the package, which I appreciate, but they are live. Anyways, I need some IR treatment now.
Hey, Danu.
Yep.
We have a job for you. Somebody didn't listen when they should have been listening.
On my way.
So we get him over to the entrance, and then I look over at Alyssa with a completely straight face. Petra says, "You want to give yours a shot now?"
Fine. Let me take this individual to the med bay. Alyssa will pull the pin, or whatever grenades of the future use to arm themselves, and we'll toss that the easiest target.
All right, roll me dexterity.
A 4.
So you get the target next to the easiest target.
Petra has a look on her face that tells you she is trying her absolute level best, stalwart grove stoicism, to not laugh. doesn't look at you, just kind of sideways hands you another grenade.
Do you try again, Alyssa?
They're going to waste more practice grenades on a skill that I do not bother to invest time in. Let's get this individual to the med bay.
You gotta relax into things. You can't go into battle this tense. And Petra looks very serious, actually, when she says this. It's bad for you. It's bad for us. Now, you don't have to continue doing this. I've got my pretty pictures, and I'm going to send one to Chiako, and that's fine. But practicing the skills that we rely on for our lives, and maybe, God forbid, having fun sometime in there is important. You know, we only push recruits so far, and then we got to let them kind of pull off steam a little bit, otherwise they do crack.
A melee specialist, Petra. If I'm tossing grenades, we're in a bad place.
By definition, grenades are used in bad places, Alyssa.
I couldn't imagine, she says, lifting up the guy.
Petra just kind of chuckles. Okay. Yeah, you still did a toss, and I appreciate it. I'll clean this up, and you can do the thing.
Put up proper notifications next time so someone doesn't just accidentally wander into a grenade.
Hey, I yelled fire in the hole pretty loud.
So you pick up Jax and you meet Danu halfway, and you get him to the med bay.
Petra takes a couple of quick pictures with her implants and sends them via the coronet to Chiako.
What does she send to Chiako?
Pictures of the explosions of paint on the grenade range.
Chiako responds back immediately. And you didn't invite me?
I thought you were busy. I have more.
How many more?
A case.
How much time do we have?
3 or 4 hours, I think.
You can spend most of the rest of the time to your destination doing grenade practice. Luckily, it doesn't take long for Danu to clean up and treat Jax. Now, he's not going to be good for piloting a shuttle for the next couple of days because of the stuff that got in his eyes, but he will be able to pilot again. Also, after that, if any of you were to stop by the medbay, you notice that there's a new poster on the wall. It is a picture of Jax in pain in the explosion area, and the caption that says, "Grenade safety is important."
Poor Jax.
Oh, that kind of sucks to be him.
That'd be a perfect t-shirt idea, too. Anywho, that bit of levity aside,
Can we use that for our bonds at some point?
this can count as a bonding scene, yes.
Yay!
Excellent.
Haha, I stole the bonding moment from Elisa.
Oh no, all three of you can count this as a bonding moment.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That little bit of levity passed. Some of your spirits are lifted. Some of you are just kind of reaffirmed in your previous state. But you arrive at the Dukabi system. From the looks of it, it is a fairly standard, for want of a better term, in the galaxy with the myriad wonders of nature, star system. There are 7 planets circling a yellow sun, 2 in what would be called the Goldilocks zone, although initial scans do not find any life signs. However, could I get an insight out of somebody working the scanners?
Not it.
Chiako, you're our computer specialist.
Okie dokie. Open or not?
I'm going to say open.
That would be a 12.
Alright, that gets you within the normal difficulty range. You notice 2 things. From where you're coming into the system, along about halfway to the far side of the other side of the system, you notice some ship debris. What's more, you notice some unusual geothermic activity in the golden zone of the system.
Well, Chiako, what are we looking at?
Chaco is going to relay the data from the scans and point out the nice juicy bits.
So yes, she points out the ship debris and the unusual geothermic activity.
Any signals from the ship debris, or is it all dead?
No signals from the ship debris. However, you do notice an unusual ping coming from the area of space where that unusual geothermic activity is. If it's a signal, it seems like it's being blocked or interfered with somehow.
Jack, is there something we can do to boost this signal here so we can get more information from it?
I can certainly try. Would that be another insight roll?
It would be, yes.
That is a 7.
7 is just enough in this case. It's garbled, but it is a distress signal that you know to be used by the Silent Luminaries.
This was left behind by my sisters. I think we're getting close.
How close are we talking about, Chiako?
Well, they could very well be in that geothermic mass. That would be interesting.
Where is this geothermic mass?
It's in the Golden Zone near one of the planets.
Near one of the planets.
Indeed.
Get us closer to that distress signal.
Acknowledged, says Arito. And the Alona's heart heads in. It's a quick trek from the edge of the system to the Golden Zone, at least with a ship of this caliber. And as you get closer, the life sign scans remain the same. However, the intensity of the geothermal activity increases. And once you get to the zone, you see it. While not as large as a planet, you do see a massive creature that would definitely qualify as a space leviathan. It looks like a giant mudfish made of inorganic, earthy material, but jawless, with glowing eyes and a glowing maw. And it is somewhere between your disquiet and your horror that you realize that the signal is coming from within this creature.
They got eaten.
And as Chiako says that, its massive eyes turn towards the Alona's heart, and slowly, but picking up in speed, it starts heading towards you.
We're gonna get eaten.
The hell we are. Full speed, we're getting out of here.
And it is on that stirring note that we will leave things for now, my dear subjects. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are filled with suitable suspense at what's about to happen, and the final revealing of what has occurred to Chiako's sisters in the Silent Luminaries. So, with all that said, please do the typical YouTube things of liking and subscribing to, help strengthen the queendom. And if you, my dear players, would like to say goodbye.
Bye.
See you later.
Farewell.
And again, thank you for being here.